Welcome to the all-new Season 4 pitch-off of Greenlight Maine. Over 6 episodes, you'll watch our 13 semifinalists give it all they've got to earn their spot in the Greenlight Grand Finale and compete for the $100,000 cash prize. Now, let's meet our panel of judges. CJ Canay, MBA, President Canay Consulting. Dmitry Markovich, Assistant Professor of Marketing at the Business School of the University of Maine, Orono. Deb Newman, President of the Bangor Regional Chamber of Commerce. Skip Bates, Senior Vice President of Main Street Banking for Bangor Savings Bank. Marge Barker, Chapter Chair of SCORE Bangor. Dr. Brian Walton, CEO of the Acadia Capital Management Opportunity Zone Fund, will be our commentator this morning. And I'm your host, Julene Gervais. So let's get this pitch-off started.
This episode of Greenlight Maine is sponsored by Bangor Savings Bank. You matter more.
All right, here in the booth with Brian, our resident mentor. And for our viewers at home, we want to review the criteria of what the judges are reviewing the contestants on. It's feasibility, scalability, innovation, the overall idea of the business, and the ability to keep their business in the state of Maine, which is so vitally important.
It is, and feasibility is the key. So what we are looking at is, can this business be done? And can it be done by the entrepreneur that is pitching? So when you're looking at that factor, then you go to scalability, and can this business be beyond a lifestyle choice? Can it grow and reach different markets outside of Maine? And of course, innovation, that's always going to be the key. Is this a game changer? Is it something for a first mover? Is it something that does things in a non-conventional way? All of those things we're looking at engaging the best entrepreneurs in Maine. And so then you look at the overall quality of the idea that ties into the innovation, and then looking if it can stay in Maine, because here we are, Greenlight Maine. We've got to have companies that want to stay here.
All right, thanks so much. Great explanation.
Kids Unplugged is an indoor play gym where we engage kids in active play, and we focus on the imagination and creative problem solving. And Kids Unplugged gives families and kids of all abilities the place to play and be creative.
Welcome to Greenlight Maine. You may begin when you're ready.
Thank you so much. Our curfews were lightning bugs. Our parents didn't call our cell phones. They yelled our names. I played with my friends outside, not online. No one knows who wrote that, but it doesn't really matter because that was all of our childhoods.
Kids today, not so much. They live in a virtual world through phones, tablets, social media. Studies show that too much screen time has resulted in higher levels of obesity, inability to focus, poor sleep. The family dinner table, what's that? Family dynamics have changed drastically, and we all know it. Our solution, Kids Unplugged, a family fun center that offers ways to unplug and engage through gymnastics, Ninja Warrior classes, birthday parties, and more. I left my 15-year full-time position in education because I believe in the vision of this company.
Imagine an exhausted mom with 3 kids of all different ages. Where can she go to accommodate them all? She comes to Kids Unplugged. Her 9-year-old goes to the climbing wall, her 4-year-old goes to the low trapeze, and her 1.5-year-old climbs on a rainbow mat. And she takes a moment to unplug, reboot, and reconnect. Because when mama is happy, everyone is happy.
What about my 13-year-old, Ollie? He won't play on the rainbow mat. And my 15-year-old, he's a tinkerer. Where do they go?
Well, we have plans for them. We're not just a gym for little kids to get their wiggles out. We're actually repositioning our brand to focus on the entire family. The money from Greenlight Maine will fund more space, more equipment, for us to create our ultimate vision of zones for different ages and activities. Your 15-year-old, he's gonna hang out in the make zone. And Ollie, you're gonna find him in the move zone. And parents won't just observe, they can play and participate. We have a flexible and affordable punch card system, which is really important because it allows the whole family to use their punches for any of our unplugged programming.
The punch card is a great strategy. Just like phone contracts, nobody really wants to be tied into a long-term obligation. But this way you can punch the card, you can go in when you want, pay as you go, and that makes it much more flexible for parents on the go. It's even great for last-minute decisions, a night out on the town or a quick babysitting challenge. You can go to Kids Unplugged, and they can take care of you.
This extra space will allow us to have, let's say, a kids yoga instructor rent from us, which will provide variety and another revenue stream. Speaking of which, at our last pitch, our year-to-date sales had doubled. Since then, they've tripled. And our customer base has grown more than 200 families in just 2 months.
And to further scale our business, we will be launching and testing our own line of kids products at our flagship location in Belfast. And then ultimately online, where parents can find unplugged toys, games, and books that are made right here in Maine.
The future of this business includes the whole family: artists, movers, thinkers, and creators. A family that plays together, stays together.
Well done.
Thank
I think
you.
any of us who have kids at home, mine is probably actually playing video games right now.
Right.
Really appreciate what you're doing and appreciate your passion for this. The first thing I thought of was, how is this different from the YMCA, for example? I mean, there's competition out there. How do you make yourself really stand out?
We really recognize that there was this need for a kind of like an open play type area. The Y is amazing for organized activities, but we didn't necessarily have a place where moms could go and dads could go, where kids could play freely and then be exposed to all kinds of different activities. We also have a full-time daycare because we realized we needed a daycare as a base, like as a financial base. And so that sets apart because not only do we have the play space of Kids Unplugged, we have a daycare that supports that, and then they can come in and also use that. It's the mentality of our target demographic that comes to us because they are looking for that solution.
The other piece of that is we encourage parents to get out there and play with their kids. We have dads that say, wait, can I jump on that trampoline?
Right.
Oh, moms, we have former gymnasts who come in and they want to jump on the bars, and we're like, go for it, have fun, enjoy. So we encourage parents to get out there and play. Some parents choose to, some parents really do just take a moment, relax, kind of have a cup of coffee, and enjoy those few moments of quiet while their kids play. But that is what we encourage, that family gathering place. And eventually we're going to get to that place where the whole family goes, including our teenagers.
You know, the other piece of that that's really important is our punch card system. We don't offer a membership because it was so important to me as a mom. How many times have I registered for classes or I paid for a membership that I didn't go to or my kids got sick? It's like prepaid play, right? They buy the punch card, it's theirs, it doesn't expire. So we have seasonal people who come, so they'll buy it and next summer they come and they still have 2 punches left and they're stoked about it.
I love the vision that you have for what a family should look like and how kids should play. But from a scalability perspective, you must need a huge facility, right? And so I'm thinking of this big building, lots of staff, right? So on one hand, it's all about the infrastructure. And then you started talking about selling things online. And so then I started thinking, okay, if you're creating toys or games or concepts, how are you, I don't understand your vision for growth and how you're going to ultimately make money.
So I have this slew of products, toys, and books that I've written. I was always so busy with design work, I never got to it. And then I started gymnastics class in our community, and boom, 50 families signed up. And then I saw this space open up, and I went, wait, like Kids Unplugged could be a space. And then I could use that as my control group once I get it up and going to launch my product. So the product development, that's really my bag.
So right now, our space is only 3,000 square feet.
Thank you.
So it's not this massive place where parents go and they lose their
Right.
kids in the abyss.
That's right.
We're small, we're intimate, and parents really actually enjoy that. And part of our business sort of idea, if we do move into other areas of Maine beyond Belfast, is to sort of look at what those communities need.
Right.
Our community needed a daycare.
Right.
Our community needed gymnastics classes. And that's where we started. And so another community might not. They might need taekwondo and karate, and that might be their base.
Right.
And so that's our goal, is to look at the community, see what they need, and build from there. So each center, each location might look different with the same values at the core of being unplugged
Right.
and being a unified family.
Lee Parent.
Oh, yes.
Brittany Tarbox.
Okay, thank you.
With Kids Unplugged. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks.
You know, one of the good things about having a kid-focused and education-focused program is that they are trying to create problem solvers. So there might be educational grants that might be able to subsidize the purchase of additional space, and even some of their programs. They might be able to partner with colleges and universities locally as well with their curriculum and looking at early childhood development. All of those things can be a good factor in not only building credibility for the programs, but also getting them subsidized with some good funding.
So let's discuss.
All right.
My biggest concern or question is the ability to really scale this up. To your point, Skip, they're having a great deal of positive impact in the community, and that's a great thing, and that could be enough. But how can you really grow this beyond Belfast?
I think if their vision is to make an impact in Belfast, to provide jobs for some people, they can have a successful little business. And ultimately, if there is a scalability piece here, it's in the design of games that they can either license or sell, and they've got to figure out what that looks like and how they would market it.
Or they could take their concept and franchise it.
I was thinking that.
I don't know what their business plan is, and I'm not clear that they really have one. And unfortunately, you lose direction when you don't have that plan in place that allows you to determine where you need to go in order to, because they are enthusiastic, and I love to see that, and they really are providing wonderful service in Belfast, but where else is it going to go?
My sense is that they were initially focusing on children from 1-year-old to 12, and they broadened it to the entire family. But I think the requirements for scaling up are so much greater when you start focusing on teenagers with heterogeneous interests and families, adults. I'm not sure how that would play out in terms of the kind of space they need and the kind of activities they need to offer, where a teenager would come in and find something that would interest them. Whereas smaller children's interests are more homogeneous. It's easier for them to find and get excited about a climbing wall or a trampoline park.
So back to the point about franchising, that's exactly where my head was. I mean, it takes a lot to create a model that can be replicable, that can be plug and play. And to me, that's really the way that they could scale this up, and that could be something that other communities could then embrace and offer, and they could sell that franchise.
In order to do that, though, they need to be more focused.
Right.
They do. And less diverse. They need to figure out what that plan is.
They've got plenty of passion and plenty of creativity. They need to back that up with a solid business plan and figure out where they want to go. Right.
At Bangor Savings Bank, we know the value of making genuine connections with our customers, providing a memorable experience with every interaction. We are committed to doing the right thing and working as a partner with the people and communities we serve. With convenient mobile and online banking technology, we offer more ways for you to reach out to us. Because at Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Reaching new customers online is hard. You've tried Facebook, Google Ads, email. You even built a website 10 years ago. You're way too busy to focus on digital marketing, and you're not getting results.
At Dream Local Digital, that's what we do. We've helped businesses nationwide grow with online marketing. We're the experts. Let us help you.
For almost 25 years, MainBiz has been providing business news, information, and analysis for business owners and C-level executives in Maine. From Fort Kent to Kittery, MainBiz serves the decision makers of Maine across multiple channels, including its flagship print digital publication, website, events, daily report, real estate insider, and weekly newsletter. Let MainBiz help your business succeed. Inform, engage, connect.
In 1972, Tom Moser committed his life's work to craft, and 4 decades later employs 70 fine craftsmen and women in our shop in Auburn, Maine. With showrooms and customers from coast to coast and numerous awards and accolades, Tom has firmly established himself as an entrepreneurial tour de force and has proven that a life doing what you love is indeed possible.
This year's winner of Greenlight Maine will win this handmade Thomas Moser Beacon box and $100,000. For more information about the presenters and panelists on all the Greenlight Maine shows, visit greenlightmaine.com.
I recognized over the years that there was a very serious need for a new concept in buildings that would be very high performance and very green at a very affordable price. There just hasn't been anything out there. That stimulated me to tackle this.
Welcome to Greenlight Maine. Begin when you're ready.
Thank you. If you're curious how applying vision, innovation, and 21st century caliber technology, know-how, and materials can steer the construction industry into the 21st century, welcome to the ultra-high performance building shell system. Imagine you can own a 2,000 square foot house, commercial or professional building that'll cost you $300 to $500 a winter to heat. Imagine that you've got buildings that are exceptionally high quality, spacious, and can be constructed in a matter of weeks instead of months, and can handle severe wind and snow loads. They're very low maintenance, very green, and afford you the ability to have unlimited interior layout and exterior design possibilities. They justifiably hold stronger resale value. The great thing about this system is the entire benefit package is competitively priced with conventional, good quality stick-built construction. Yes, these buildings look different. And what truly modern product today doesn't? Phones, vehicles, computers, books gone digital, computerized appliances, tiny homes, even houses being commercially manufactured using containers and using large diameter concrete pipes, even houses being manufactured through 3D printers. When it comes to achieving exceptionally high long-term financial, physical, and environmental performance and value, there is no other system on the market, even at considerably higher pricing, that can compete with the performance, the quality, and the value of this product line. Its Lego block simplicity affords it the ability to ramp up very quickly to capitalize on the rapidly growing demand for higher performance, greener, and more cost-effective buildings across North America. The viability and feasibility of this building system has been strongly established through the number of inquiries we are receiving from across North America, as well as the exceptionally high level of enthusiasm that we have experienced and witnessed in our open houses and at our trade show events. And relative to the economic value for the state of Maine, as we grow sales and as we establish licensed manufacturing relationships across the country, the supply chain we have created locally will benefit directly and long-term through substantially larger orders for proprietary manufacturing equipment and proprietary building system components. Thank you.
This is an exciting product. It seems to have a range of use cases. Can you describe your ideal target market?
There's actually no ideal market. Because of the flexibility, we have basically 4 or 5 key components where we can construct thousands of different style buildings. So if it's a condo, an apartment, residential, agricultural, commercial, retail, the system doesn't care. We're building a freestanding, modern building shell that you can do anything you want inside and anything you want outside.
How many of these have you completed to date?
We have completed 2. We're building a spec house right now, and we put up a building shell, basic building shell package up in Aroostook County this summer.
Tom, I'm looking at your designs here, and you've got buildings that look like they belong in northern Maine and in Fiji. That's a pretty broad vision. You've built 1 or 2 so far in a spec house. How are you going to get from a spec house to Fiji?
It's happening naturally. All we want to do is step onto the coattails of what's happening. The biggest stumbling block we have right now is we don't have enough buildings to build the credibility to give the confidence in the buyers. But we have buyers circling us, waiting for that next level where they can be very confident that basically it's real and they're ready to run with it.
With the style of building, a conventional mortgage may be a bit of a challenge to get. So the individuals that you're seeking, are they paying cash, or are they being able to get some sort of finance that allows them to get into a home like this?
We have to work with smaller local conventional banks. You know, trying to turn this into a Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae mortgage where they're really looking for conventional structures, that doesn't work. Okay. But the local banks that we're working with that can see the value, especially the long-term value of these things, basically are very comfortable with us because they keep a portfolio of local mortgages, so they're not trying to sell the mortgage off. The national building codes are becoming far more stringent to force us to build buildings that are going to perform much better physically and environmentally. We are at the level that of the codes they're writing, or we're ahead of the codes they're writing, which is going to pay off for the long term for resale. The second key issue is, who is the next generation of home buyers? They're the millennials. The millennials have 4 preferences. They're like modern, different, techie, and green. This is all 4 of them. So we're right zoned in on that next generation of buyers. But I will tell you one extremely interesting fact, that women respond much faster and are much more excited about this whole building concept than men. And yet we were told for a long time this was a guy thing. We'd never get buy-in from women, and all of our public events have proved the exact opposite.
Why do you think that's the case?
Because I think women love the concept of design. They can design the inside, the outside, anywhere they want. They like the low ownership cost, low heating, low maintenance, low energy, low everything. And I think it really strikes a lot of women who still often, I think, control the money management of a home. And when they look at the whole package, it's instant.
How long have you been working on this concept?
10 years.
Okay. And how have you been financing this so far?
The owners are financing through local banks.
How'd you finance your spec house?
The contractor who built it financed it himself.
And speaking of money, you're here to try to win some significant money. If you were the winner of Greenlight Maine, how would that money help you move this business forward?
It would help us in 4 ways. Number one, we would continue to purchase the missing components of our proprietary manufacturing production line, get that so we can complete the production line. Mm-hmm. We would do wind tunnel testing because we're having an extreme interest level from the southern states, the high wind zones. We can't break into that market without getting wind tunnel testing done, so we have the data to prove it. Then we've got capital dedicated to marketing, and then some capital dedicated to getting all the contracts taken care of for developing a dealer network.
Why did you decide on the name Shelter+7? What does that mean?
Before I could start designing, I had to figure out what this building had to achieve. And in my mind, it had to achieve low ownership cost, fast construction, rugged construction, unlimited interior layout, very, very low energy and maintenance, and a small environmental footprint. That's the 7, so
That's
the Shelter+7.
An interesting thing about those 7 factors is that Tom could probably negotiate with different insurance companies that provide property liability insurance or home energy efficiency credits, and use those as a way to negotiate relationships for potential buyers of the home. Okay. Partnerships and collaborations are a good way for Tom to get the word out and get acceptance of his new structure.
Your product is fascinating. It's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, Tom Labrie from Shelter+7, thanks for being on Greenlight.
So who wants one?
I do.
Yeah?
I want one. I do. The name leaves a little too much to be desired. I like a name that speaks more to just what it is. One of my red lights for this was when he was asked about the market. He's like, it's for everybody. However,
you have to start somewhere.
You have to start somewhere, and if you put your eggs in a bazillion different baskets, what you're going to get is one egg in this market, one egg in that market, and not enough eggs to be in any particular market. So it's nice to start small, get it right, before you start moving it out to North Carolina and Alaska and to, mom and pop, as well as the farms and the manufacturing. And later on, he said, the millennials. He says it's really attractive to the millennials. And I thought perhaps he should be looking for now to his market for millennials, if he thinks those are the ones that are really going to move and groove on his product. And I kind of agree with that.
I agree with that. I think that his timing in terms of what the market is looking for now is spot on. People are trying to simplify their lives, and not just millennials, but the aging population as well. I mean, I'm looking at this roof, and immediately I'm thinking, I never have to shovel snow off of this thing, right?
I was thinking that too.
Right? So I think the timing is right. But if I'm making an investment in building a home or a camp, and I think that's a great market opportunity, I want to talk to somebody who actually has done this and lived in this.
To have this type of style of home in a traditional residential area is going to be a bit of a challenge. There are a lot of covenants within planned areas that preclude the style of house or determine the style of house that you have. I just see it more in the rural area, camp like Deb was saying, something that has a little space that goes along with it, that freedom of space. I think it's a great concept, though.
I think it feels like Jetsons meets the Northern Woods.
Oh,
right? And I love the idea of marketing it to millennials, but millennials aren't really buying houses. So finding that niche of the hipster who wants to go to the woods, the lumberjack, urban professional, whatever it is, that it's gonna be a unique person who makes this catch on. He's got to find that market and then make it grow.
Yeah.
Reaching new customers online is hard. You've tried Facebook, Google Ads, email. You even built a website 10 years ago. You're way too busy to focus on digital marketing, and you're not getting results.
At Dream Local Digital, that's what we do. We've helped businesses nationwide grow with online marketing. We're the experts. Let us help you.
We're very proud of the product we make and the way that we make it. The most important features of our original dog vest are in its design. Traditional lenders, they steer away from unproven track records.
In you come. Hold up.
CEI gave us the opportunity to build a track record, show that our future path will be more solid than our past.
At Bangor Savings Bank, we know the value of making genuine connections with our customers, providing a memorable experience with every interaction. We are committed to doing the right thing and working as a partner with the people and communities we serve. With convenient mobile and online banking technology, we offer more ways for you to reach out to us. Because at Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
After intense deliberation, our judges have tabulated their individual scores, and today's competitors are still in the running to make the final three. This means they may compete for the $100,000 in cash. Join us next week to see more inspiring Maine entrepreneurs.
Greenlight Maine would not be possible without the support of all of our corporate sponsors. Thank you.
Greenlight Maine has been a paid-for presentation by the Portland Media Group.